increasingly brutal as it seeks to eliminate potential threats from among the local population. In Erbil, Iraq, Benjamin Hall, Fox News.
Americans are eating more seafood. A government study finds the average person ate nearly a pound more fish in 2015 than in the previous year. The report also finds fishermen caught more fish and shellfish during that time. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News Radio.
This is meteorologist Christy Shields with your forecast for WBLF. Cloudy with rain. By Friday, we'll have a high of 53. From WTAJ, your weather authority, I'm meteorologist Christy Shields for News Talk 970 WBLF.
The Cooper Take the Money and Ride event is back this fall. Whether you're planning a tailgate or a scenic drive, you can get the right tires and a reward of up to $70 with the purchase of a new set of 4 qualifying tires. Whether it's a fall drive to your team's game or taking the kids home from a night of trick-or-treating, Cooper offers tires that will get you through the season and beyond in comfort and style. Choose from the all-terrain Discover AT3, the all-season CS5 Ultra Touring tire, the pavement-gripping Xeon RS3 G1s, or lots of other great Cooper tires. No matter what you drive or what kind of tire you prefer, you can receive up to a $70 prepaid card by mail from Cooper Tire. Visit CooperTire.com for reward forms, terms, or conditions, or visit a participating Cooper Tires dealer to get your new tires today. Get up to $70 back on Cooper Tires at Raymond's Tire, 147 East College Avenue in Pleasant Gap. Call 814-359-4290. Be sure to follow them on Facebook.
Hi, folks. We've got a little bit of a new lineup for you here on 970 AM WBLF. I'm still here from 6 to 9 with Center County This Morning. Laura Ingram follows me from 9 to noon. We've moved Mike Gallagher into the middays from noon to 3. The ever-popular and interesting Michael Savage is here from 3 to 5. Talk sports with Jed Donahue from 5 to 7. Dana Lash moves into the evening 7 to 9. And Dennis Prager wraps things up from 9 to 12. A great lineup of talk and entertainment only on 970 AM WBLF every Monday through Friday.
Hey, it's Dana on News Talk 970 WBLF.
Chief of Staff at the State Department emails, and the president should have known better. Mills was reacting to this CBS interview where the president was asked specifically about the server and gave what could be interpreted as a legalistic answer by not revealing that he knew about personal email accounts.
You know, this is what everybody should be talking about. This is the story everyone should be discussing right now. But instead, everybody's arguing about Newt Gingrich. And I've got some things to say about that a little bit later. Everybody's arguing about that instead. Remember, this was a huge story. I talked to Louis Gohmert a month ago about this on The Blaze, on my television show on The Blaze. And this issue regarding those emails, I don't think people appreciate how ridiculously big this is. This perhaps may be one of the biggest, because the president told the FBI what? What did he tell the FBI? He told the FBI that he didn't know. He didn't know she had this server. He was completely unaware. He was just entirely unaware. And then all of these emails emerged where it discussed, here you have Cheryl Mills.
Pulled out.
Hey, folks, first of all, I wanted to come in with my, I wanted to make an entrance and call it a little late, let y'all talk about it. So I can be, we are the champions. Hey, yeah, listen. I've been talking so much crap to people around, like the Ohio State. I already told y'all how I feel about the Ohio State people. You know, oh my God, it's been so much fun to have a few people that I know that listen to us who was like, man, you picked the score. Those guys went up there. How can you do it? People's asking me to pick their lotto numbers now. I've been on cloud 9.
That's awesome, Jimmy. Oh, boy, we're going from football to hockey, right?
Everything. Hey, you know what? Honestly, on a serious note, though, I'm so proud of the team. Like you guys said, I think Coach Franklin and the staff, they needed this. It's just a powerful statement, you know, just to have such a young squad, you know, go out there and play against, you know, that Ohio State that picked still to, you know, be a part of the national championship game. To have Coach Franklin get his first top 10 win. So it was just so much that this win accomplished, and I'm so happy for the guys. I'm so happy for the team. Definitely.
Yeah, I wanted to just throw in some stats. I mean, it was so many records that were broken this game, and you know, just so many accomplishments and first times. I mean, even things dating prior to Joe Puck. So one couple things I wanted to mention. It says Penn State defeated a top 2 team for the first time since winning at Notre Dame in 1990. It also says, let me see, Penn State snapped Ohio State's streak of 20 consecutive road wins under Urban Meyer. So that was impressive. They snapped a 20-game road win streak. Before the comeback, I'm sorry, Ohio State had won 78 straight games when leading by 14 in the fourth quarter since 2004. You know, just some amazing stats. One thing I wanted to mention with the receiver is Sean Hamilton. He had 1 catch, but he's 6th place on the career catches for Penn State with 145 receptions, and he just broke a tie with Derek Moy from 2008, 2011. Norwood's ahead of him by about another 13 catches. Jordan Norwood's ahead of him by 13 catches. You know, so just a lot of guys making plays. So, you know, it's just a wonderful game. I mean, I don't know if there's ever been another memorable game like this in a while.
Yeah, there really hasn't been a big win. Well, I remember one, Stefan, we were in the sidelines for Michigan in that was a 3 overtime game with the block field. Yeah, same thing, block field goal is what ended up winning the game. Fantastic special teams wins.
Wow. Yeah, you know, absolutely.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about that, Skip, at the game, the 5 yards and the 10 feet.
Oh, the trajectory drills for kickers. Yeah. Well, I went back and I looked at it. You know, this wasn't an issue of trajectory on that kick. Penn State got penetration. In fact, you know, just to give you a little bit of heads up, you know, if you're coaching out there and trying to block a kick, when you see that kicker making his line, you want to tell your guys, your jumpers, to get right in the middle where he's drawing that line. When you see the guys go back and they make that line, he's drawing a line to the center of the field goal post because that's where he wants to kick the ball. So that's where he's going to be kicking it. So you want to line up right up in where he's drawing that line. And we got the penetration through off the one side of the guard, and they timed it just right. Just timed it perfectly to get up and get it. And then to get the ball to bounce the right way to run it back, phenomenal. What's the odds of that happening?
Wow. Yeah, you know, I think it definitely was our time. You know, I checked all you guys. I overall, I think we had prior to this, I was talking about us dealing with adversity, staying together as a team and so on. And I admit that when I was watching the game, I wanted to kick my TV over because I think overall they fought, they stayed together and so on. But some of the play calls and some of the stuff that we was doing, I know they was ranked number 2, but some of the play calls and the stuff that we was doing, I just feel like obviously if we don't block the kick and so on, I didn't like that we really didn't have balance offensively. You know, we really didn't throw the ball deep the way I thought we would be able to. We didn't establish a running game. It was just like a lot that was still going on. I think defensively they came to play. They definitely came to play. I was screaming, just make the sack. What are you doing? Like, you know, like I was calling sacks before it was even happening. Like, come on, the guys. It's like they was always a step away. But prior to the game, I remember being criticized on how JT Barrett is and so on as a quarterback and so on. And I know he's a Heisman candidate and everything else, but me being a defensive player, I didn't see the threat, and I don't see the threat that everyone keeps talking about. I'm glad that I think the guys did a great job of containing them. And like I said, I'm happy that we were able to pull it off, and I think this is going to really help take our program to another level for the most part going forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, to think of the recruiting that did nationwide for Penn State, knocking off the number 2 team primetime on a Saturday night with football, man, that was huge. What a win. What a win.
Oh, yeah. And just to piggyback on that, Skip, there were 180 recruits that were at that Ohio State game. So, you know, that was a big, like you said, showing, and a nice showing, you know, for the recruits. So.
Right, it definitely was. The lounge to the side of ours actually is where all the recruits go. And, that place, was packed. It was packed. It was great to see that many kids here for such a fantastic win. You know, I think we have a couple special guests coming in here, a couple big fans here. And is this Eric? Eric, you joining us?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Skip?
Hey, great to have you call in here again this year. How you been?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm fighting a cold here, so I'm hitting the mute button all the time tonight. But I'm so glad we got to catch up with you this year. Dan's called in a couple times. You reached out. I noticed you're coming to our event here, and I figured we hadn't heard from you yet this year, so I reached out, and it's great to have you join us, folks. Eric Harold's one of the biggest Penn State fans out there, like Dan the Fan. And in case you'd like to join us too, you can always join us out there at our Facebook page. Go to lionslive.com, check out our social media, and if you want to join us, call in, let us know. We'll get you on here. You can talk some football with us on a Wednesday night here with us, even on a Friday night for home game. So, Eric, give us your assessment of this season here, because we haven't heard from you yet this year, and of course we want to hear from you about this win.
Oh man, it's been a good one to say the least. You know, what can you say about Saturday night? It was one of the all-time best. And actually, I'm not gonna gloat, but a couple weeks ago I called that win. I thought I saw enough in them to go ahead and give it their best, considering the environment and the fans and whatnot, and they pulled it through, man. It's been great. Listen, Eric, this is Jimmy Kennedy. You can join my gloat party. I'm still gloating. It's all right. I think we like to gloat. It's a big win for the program, and I love it, man. Gloat all you want to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, one thing I was gonna mention too. That was like the walk of shame after the game when the Ohio State fans were leaving. You know, they were so like had a chip on their shoulder before the game, and they were tailgating and all that. I saw so many Ohio State people tailgating the Penn State tailgate. You know, they were like coming up in the Letterman's. You know, they were in the lounge, and you know, after the game, they were just like shocked and quiet. You know, they didn't have nothing really to say. So that was I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, that was definitely humbling for them for sure. And also joining us here tonight is Dan the Fan. Dan's calling us in here. Everybody wants to get some words in here about our win here. Dan, how are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good.
Pretty good. You got to be doing great after a win like that one, buddy.
Well, let's see. Saturday was my 52nd birthday.
Oh, what more could I ask for? How's that for a birthday party? I mean, how's that for a gift?
I know. Blair Thomas and Quintus were over to celebrate with me. My girl's first Penn State game, first whiteout game, first Frozen game. But what a good time. What a good time.
Well, a lot of memorable firsts for you there, especially on a birthday you'll never forget.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yep. Yep.
What stood out to you most, Dan, as the fan from this game? What really kind of just jumped out as something that was out of the ordinary from the other games you've been watching?
Well, the way the team played, everybody seemed to have their stuff together, and just the momentum and stuff like that. It was great atmosphere, and to see all those people there was amazing. You know.
Awesome. And Eric, what about you? I mean, were you down south back home for this one, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So watching down south there, and what stood out? Because I know you've been watching all season. What stood out at this game was something that's just kind of stood out. You've watched all the games. What really stood out from this game more than any other?
You know, what really stood out, they've been doing it all season, but the second half adjustment, they took it to them in the second half. And that's why I felt like they had a chance in this game. And sure enough, they come out in the second half and they played team ball, and Ohio State fell apart. You know, there wasn't any luck about it. It was a thorough team win in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's well said. You know, I think all of us could kind of probably get down the line of what stood out the most. Myself personally, I think this is the most significant step up in special teams play throughout the whole season. This is a significant one to make that. That's the one thing that stood out to me. We talked during the week, and we talked Friday night. We're talking with Jed on PA Sports. He said, he asked me what's going to be the difference, and I said, well, it's going to have to be special teams, and this is the one I think that is going to be that one game a year. Stefan, as we played under Joe, he always said, defense, special teams are that makes the difference. There's going to be at least one game during the season that's going to be won because of special teams. And I think this is the one for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. He talked about 5 or 6 big plays during the game, and he said getting an important play from the kicking game was going to make a difference. And we got a couple of important plays from the kicking game, and I think that there is where we were better than Ohio State. We did a lot more right. I mean, it wasn't just about that blocked field goal. We played very well. We had a one snap that went over the punter's head. But other than that, actually, people don't understand. That punter out-hustling that guy, who I think was a wide receiver, to fall on that ball for a safety. I mean, that is a difference. If he doesn't fall on that ball for a safety, then it may be a whole different situation going on. And as far as the elements were going on, man, they weren't the easiest elements, and we weren't going to throw the ball deep, to be honest with you. And you saw that when they tried to throw deep, there were a few plays, but I think McSorley put the ball right where he had to when it was time.
He did that. And another quick comment on the special teams. You noticed the wind made a difference in that game. A couple muff punts. Muff punts.
We had one. Yeah, we had the muff punt by 29. I forget his name. We had the muff punt, and the ball punting to the wing, as we saw Skip, and those flags blowing. It was a knuckleball. He didn't kick a spiral, so it's tough to handle. So he's just got to learn. If it's a tough knuckleball, man, praise it or plead it or whatever they say now these days. Get out of the way and hey, keep the ball and keep field position. He tried to make a play, and I know that the coach respects you for trying to save some yardage, but that ball was a tough one to handle. But if it's a tough one, you let it go and you live to have another down and get it out of there. But like I said, all in all, my perspective on it was we did everything we were supposed to do. We got through getting deep on offense. I mean, play calling, I guess, it's difficult even to know is the play calling is decision making. I don't know. But here's what I realized. Everything happened just like it was supposed to happen to get us back in the game. And again, we're talking about still an outstanding football team that we beat. We can't say we didn't beat an outstanding football team because we did. Ohio State still has athleticism. They, from what I saw in their comments, they believe this season is still going to go on. And we'll see. I mean, the way they responded to it was great, and they gave us our just due because we got done what we were supposed to get done. Coming down from 21-7 against Ohio State is nothing that I expected. And I'm so proud of our guys, and the one thing I have to say to ESPN and to all those other folks, Kirk Herbstreit, and all these other individuals, is to leave Coach Franklin alone once and for all. Leave him alone.
Well said.
I don't want to hear it. He got his win. Everybody told me beforehand that if he doesn't start beating other people, it's going to be a different situation. Well, now they are 5-2. They beat some good football teams. We lost to 2 good football teams. And you know what? We're on a run, man. And look out. As all I can say. We're on a run. And now we have the depth we didn't have from his coaching and his leadership, that we've created depth we didn't have in a first-year freshman, Cam Brown, blocks the punt. Now, guess what? After he blocks the punt, we have more depth at linebacker. And we lost 7 linebackers, and we're still back. So guess what? Leave Coach Franklin alone.
Amen.
And you know, to piggyback off of that, big dude, on what you said, technically, we could have easily won that Pittsburgh game and be 6-1 and ranked high. Right. Technically.
Exactly.
You know, they was such a young squad. So, you know, I agree with you, and it's sad to hear the different things that they continue to say about Coach Franklin and stuff. I like the guy. I love what he's doing with the program. I think he came into a tough situation now, and I love the way he's handled it. He's doing a great job for me.
Yeah, I just wanted to jump in quick. I was talking to a Pitt fan earlier today, and Pitt's actually not ranked yet. So, you know, we cracked that 24. So we're actually, from that win, obviously, we're actually ranked higher than Pitt. So I thought that was good. Obviously, you know, we felt like maybe we could have been a little higher, but, you know, I do feel like now, though, we should keep climbing. And, you know, one win at a time, you know, we can crack inside that top 20, you know, and who knows what can happen. So, with you guys on that.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. I wanted to say one other thing about Coach Franklin. And again, I didn't realize he skipped, but I knew something was different in that first half. And I kept saying, and I saw the defense take the field. I said, now, what's different about the defense? Something just didn't seem right. Well, Coach Franklin benched Garrett Sickles in the first half. He benched him, you know, for whatever it was he did, conduct on becoming of a player, you know, and I got to give him credit because many players in a game like that and of that magnitude would not have set a player, would have gone on and let bygones be bygones, but to make a point, it's not just to be about winning. I mean, Garrett Sickles had to watch that first half, and much to his credit, you know, he didn't grovel, he kept everybody up. And in the second half alone, he has 9 tackles and 2.5 sacks and 3 tackles in the backfield. That is decent in one half. So all of it can work together. And this is the thing that people don't look at. I mean, about him changing Vanderbilt's program and the other things. When we have more material than Vanderbilt will ever have now, and those recruits, all they kept saying is, let's go, Penn State, let's go. And listen, man, we won some people over on Saturday night, and we won some folks over that are alumni. And, you know, that's the real blessing to win that game, to win it on the 30th anniversary of our championship. And then, of course, it's just not get crushed by those young people, man. That was a close call. Because before McSorley took his knee, everybody was over that security fence, and they were all gone. And I had nowhere to go. I was a big dude. That's an old man. And, you know, it was just great to see. I don't know, Jimmy, whether you guys have had any games like that. I mean, I haven't seen anybody storm the field since, like, 1985. That's the last time.
Yeah, I can't say swarm the field, but, you know, like I said, when we played Ohio State and Coach got, you know, he became the when this coach, the field was flooded, you know, so, but I don't think it's really like a swarm because of the wind. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I blocked the kick and stuff. So, yeah, like, you know, everyone was there because, you know, the media was there. They all came on the field to talk to Coach. He gave a speech on the field and so on. And so it was just, I mean, that's the last time that they carried him off the field and so on. So yeah, that was the last time that
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah,
so it's kind of the same setting, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was great having Coach Paterno, become the winningest coach then and stuff, but I guess it stood out more with this last game because it was a whiteout game. When we did it, it wasn't a whiteout game. It wasn't a night game.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
and
I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was just a blessing to have my wife there and for her to see it, and she's not an outdoor person necessarily for games, but to just have her support and see what it is that it's all about and be part of the excitement and understanding the history and the tradition. I think we can, with wins like that, start to establish the Penn State way again, with Jay saying, hey, there's going to be some games that you shouldn't have won, but guess what? There's going to be some games that you shouldn't have lost. Let's focus on how we get it done. And I think that, for example, O-line, doing some of those touchdowns, and especially the McSorley play, they did what they had to do as well as the last block by Jasicki. Jasicki got just enough of the guy, and I hope Jasicki is okay for this week. The biggest thing is looking at the injuries and trying to find out people like DeAndre Hopkins. I think he's out. But then Saeed Blackmore coming off the bench, man, and just making a great catch on a great throw. It just shows you where the depth is. We got 7 people that can play wide out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely a great win there. And, we're getting our West Coast connection in now, folks. Lions Live's picking up, got Penn State fans all around the country tuning in here. Out west, we got Brad Dillman out there on the West Coast, leading the alumni out there in the West. Brad, how you been?
I've been great, guys. What an incredible last weekend.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Were you able to make it, Brad?
Unfortunately, guys, I wasn't. I had fatherly duties that I had to take care of. My daughter got to play at the Staples.
No, 7 o'clock. Night game. 7 o'clock.
All right, I'll see that. I want to go see a young man play at Cheney University that's been getting deep. And he's a senior, and I've been mentoring him. And they gave up 70 points twice, so I don't want to make the trip. But
oh, wow.
I got to go see him, man.
You need to go out and help coach. It gives the coach some
points. Well, they need to, and I'm sorry, I have to be careful what I say here, but there's some things with that whole university that needs to happen, that needs to be looked into. And I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, you just gave the scores, and that's enough said already.
When you get these 76-0, so you know how it feels. No, I don't.
76-0.
It's 79-3.
Oh,
I can't.
Oh, man.
I've never heard anything like that. It's certain things.
Yeah, that's usually when somebody's head's in the guillotine for that one. Wow. Yeah, that's a blowout for sure. Well, hey, we're into our the game of the week, guys. That's Penn State Purdue here, 12 o'clock kickoff out there at Ross-Ade Stadium, West Lafayette. So 12 o'clock, and I'll go first this time. I'm actually going to pick Penn State, and I actually think Penn State's probably going to win by 14.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
That emotion's going to ride high. All right, these guys have realized that they are capable of doing the exceptional. And I think now that they realize that they have that capability, I think they're going to continue to rise up and do it.
Mm-hmm. And I think we win by 17, Jimmy, and I think that's because we get a defensive score in this game. See, we become very opportunistic. The offense will be okay. That's all we really need to do. I think you're going to get two 100-yard receivers and a defensive score, and Barkley controlling the ball. And I think you're looking at probably 34-17 State.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, we should have never put you on the sideline last week, boy. Thinking high, he's just a believer now. It's Little White. Okay.
Yeah, that's
34-17, no?
17. I wasn't that far off. What did I say? Hey, wait a minute. I said 27-23 Penn State. Now,
I said 24-21 Penn State.
Pick it back.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So
you hit it on the money. On the money?
Yeah.
I ain't said it on Jed's show, but, I'll be giving Jed everything.
But on our Wednesday show, yep.
24-31 last week. That's what you picked. It's online. It's online. You.
I said 24-31?
31-24. I'm sorry. Penn State. Yeah.
Nah, not me.
Yeah.
I would never think Penn State would put 31 points up against Ohio State. Never.
Yeah. Okay.
Nah.
Then Yaacov, I'm looking at
I clearly said all the games come down to 3 points or less. Like when I blocked the kick.
I'll go back and look. Hey, I'll have to go back and look at the video footage of that one. I think I'm pretty accurate on that one. Yaacov came in at 32-30, Penn State. Stefan was 27-20, and I was 32-21. Yeah. So
Penn State barely put up 30 this year.
Yeah. I'll go back and double check it. We'll see. Yeah.
I got Penn State. This one right now. I'm gonna say 27-17.
Okay.
All right. See, and I agree with you, Jimmy. So we're gonna get a defensive score. You know what I mean?
They can get that. I think Barkley has 2 touchdowns. Lead. Then you have let's see. How do I want to figure this out? A couple of field goals early. Let's figure it out. 27-17, yeah.
Okay. All right, Yaacov.
I'm thinking a little higher score.
Oh, okay.
You're a big dude, boy.
Well, I'm thinking we're 30. I'm thinking we're definitely 30. I'm thinking we're 30.
Okay.
I mean,
They should have never ranked us, boy. They should have never ranked us.
Well, yeah, actually, they are playing some better ball, but I'm going to say low 30s again. I'll say 30 to 32, 32-21.
Okay. So 4 touchdowns and a field goal. Oh, wait.
Yeah. I'm thinking.
No. How do you get to 32, Yaacov? What do we go for 2 and then kick a field goal on another one, or what are you talking? You come up with these numbers each week, and I try to figure how's it getting these scores, man.
Well, I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm not thinking it's going to be right on the money, but I'm thinking we're low 30s. I'm thinking in between 30 and 35 points. I think we'll score. That's what I'm thinking.
If the 32 points, I understand how you do it. We go for 2 on one of them, and we kick a field goal. Okay. I didn't know if that's how you're breaking it down or not, but I was just curious. How you got the number. I love you, buddy. I just trying to figure it out.
No, I'm with you, Skip. I'm with you. So I'm thinking it's gonna be up there. I could, maybe a point or so, a couple points, but I think it's gonna be right around.
Hey, Yaacov said we're gonna get 10 field goals and a safety.
There you go.
That's a good one, Jimmy. That'd be a record, wouldn't it? Well, hey guys, I do have it all written down here. Okay, it's all down. I got it. I'll put it up online here a little later, and we'll catch it again. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed our time this special show here. We ran obviously late, but we had a lot to talk about. It was a big week in college football. It's hard to squeeze all this in 1 hour, and but we try to get it done. We had some great guests calling in from across the country hearing about Penn State football. So I'm really thankful for that. And let's go ahead and make everybody kind of give a final parting comment here, and we'll sign off here for another week, and we'll look forward to a win at Penn State. So, Yaacov, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I enjoy it, guys. Minute, great to see big dude. Second time. And kind of connecting through the show and then hanging out and, saw Skip first time at the game this year. So, I enjoyed that and, just looking forward to, and also, being part of the show during this victory too. So that's also something to be thankful for. And, I just look forward to, seeing how we finish. We cracked that top 25. I like to see us obviously keep climbing it. So, you know, it's going to be different seeing a 24 next to our name. So, you know, we haven't been ranked in a while. So I'm looking forward to that too. So, yep.
Well said. Well said. And Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
You know, I think the guys just need to build off of the momentum that we had from last week. You know, I think it was a great win for the program. It was a great win for our guys individually. And I just think the confidence is high right now. So I think they go out there and continue to play great team ball, you know, continue to fight through adversity. And I think they're going to, you know, continue to make some fantastic plays and continue to win. So I'm excited to see what they do this week and see how they bounce. I say bounce back from, see how they respond, you know, from a big time win.
Fantastic. And Stefan?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm get. I'd say go back and look at the film. I hope you did enjoy what's going on, but I think you can enjoy things more by understanding that what is it that Jay used to say? I'm sure he said it to us all. You're never as bad as you think you are when you lose, but you're never as good as you think you are when you win. So let's hope they understand that more and more people contribute. That's what I'm looking forward to. I want to hear somebody else's name called that I haven't heard. To me, that's what makes up great seasons, not just the people names that have been called, you know. I want to find out about, you know, Evan Schwan, and I want to find out about Torrance Brown and see if he can come in and play the run better. These other guys that are just coming in, you're just not coming in to spell anybody. You're coming in to make a play.
Yeah.
And I think that on a run, that's what you're going to need.
Absolutely. Well said. And I'd like you guys to stick on the line here after we do sign off here in a second. I want to mention something real quick to you. I think you'll feel a little bit better about here as we wind it up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for tuning in out there. You've been listening to Lions Live on the Forever Lions Network. This isn't a podcast, and this program is not pre-recorded. We're live here in State College with players calling around. What makes us unique is this is the only player, host, and run program of its kind in a country like this, folks, where you can actually get perspective from Penn State football from the players who played, spanning at least 3 generations so far, and growing as time goes on. So I want to thank everybody for listening out there. Penn State, fantastic win this past week. I have been blessed in my life like I've never been to be around such great men that I played with, and I had a great reunion, being able to see everybody. Wish we had more time to spend together. We have to work on that in the future. But let's go have a great win here this week. If you're all traveling, be safe. Enjoy this Reformation week and weekend, folks. You know, October 31st is not Halloween. It's Reformation weekend. Where would we be if it wasn't for the Reformation? We wouldn't be able to read. We wouldn't be able to have the printing press. All these things that have been fantastic and bringing us out of these dark ages came as a result of what took place at a door where some notes were pounded on October 31st. So let's be thankful for that. You all be safe. We'll catch you all again here soon. Have a great night. Lord bless.
All right. Peace.
You know, I just retired from the military. I did 24 years in the Army. I find
Appreciate
myself
your
getting
service.
frustrated. No problem. I find myself getting more frustrated with just, you know, the media, you know, just every time they get a chance to step on Trump, it happens. And it seems like every article on her or a thing that's put out is powder puffed. Do you think maybe Mr. Gingrich is probably at the same point that, say, your average citizen like myself is, and just kind of, you know, and I'm not saying it's right because it wasn't probably the political thing to do, seeing that he's a seasoned politician, but do you think maybe he was just frustrated at the fact, because I think you tried to bring it out, you did 23 minutes on this and, you know, you didn't do that. Do you think maybe he's just like, maybe, you know, some of the American people that are just frustrated with the way that, you know, Trump is treated from the media? I appreciate you taking my call.
No problem. Thanks for calling in, Phil. I appreciate that. To answer that, and I think it's a good observation. With Newt, I don't. If it were somebody like Pence or someone else, I would think yes. But one of the reasons, and folks have to also realize, the media is always going to be biased against any Republican, period. Any conservative, period. Doubly so. Heaven forbid if you're a black conservative or black Republican, or if you're an outspoken female conservative or female Republican, especially so. because the left hates that. You're not authentically black and you're not authentically female unless you're a progressive leftist who's a registered member of the Democrat Party. I have been beyond being exasperated with our media, and bias completely runs everything. There's bias on the right and the left. But the